hello. No, I still haven't got the platinum for Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled. Yes, I am still working on it. I just need to go up maybe one more gear. You know, as good as I've gotten, there's still a bit more good I can get. Then maybe I'll finally be able to be Oxide's flippin' ghost on flippin' dragon flippin' mines. In any case, my ongoing battle against the best CTR has to throw at me has got me thinking. Getting good at video games isn't like flicking a switch, is it? It's not like you're playing video games and your skill level goes, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. All of a sudden you're good. No, there are multiple levels of good getting you have to progress through in order to become truly good. You know, good with a U. Good. And it takes time and effort, and the harsh truth is that there will probably be only a handful of games in any player's lifetime at which they will attain true good with a U status. You can finish a game without being good with a U, good, platinum it even. But if you want to truly get good at a video game, these are the 7 stages you will undoubtedly go through along the way. I was supposed to tell you to click the notification bell somewhere in that intro, but I forgot. Sorry, Dave. Entry 1 is something everyone will experience when playing a game for the first time. You'll be rubbish, but it's a funny rubbish, isn't it? It's okay to be rubbish at the start. There's no expectation, no pressure, and you bumble about having an hilarious time chortling at your own ineptitude. When Nathan Dave played MGS3 for the first time, it was funny, wasn't it? When they drowned in the swamp and fell off the bridge. What fun. By episode 12, it was a different matter, but let's not go there. But anyway, the point is, it's really quite amusing being rubbish at a game when you first start, driving into walls in Crash Team Racing, being spotted by every guard in Metal Gear Solid 3, getting destroyed by basic enemies in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, missing the ball and conceding stupid goals in Rocket League. Okay, stage 1 doesn't last that long. By stage 2, the oh god I still suck, why am I so rubbish at this game stage, nothing is funny anymore. This is a very important stage. It's basically the hinge on which the rest of the game depends. If you're like me, often the reaction here is to turn the game off and never play it again, which is why I've still never finished a Soulsborne game. I just don't have the perseverance gene. Never have, never will. But persevere you must. Stage 2 is all about pushing through the fog of noobdom, wading through the thick mud of incompetence despite the constant defeats, despite it not being funny anymore, despite the fact you're tired and your thumbs just for some reason don't want to do what your brain is telling them to do. You know, the classic examples of the stage 2 determined perseverance funk include not being able to master the turbo boost timings in CTR. You're good enough at the game to know that's what you need to be doing, but not quite good enough to pull it off. Or getting the parry timing right in Sekiro. Or being on top of the flow of battle in God of War. Or keeping your multiplier up in Resogun. Stage 2 is basically the stage where you know what you're supposed to be doing, but you just can't do it yet. And then, like a weak hatchling slowly poking its way out of the eggshell, you make that first crack in what has, until now, seemed like an impenetrable wall of difficulty. Boom, boom, boom. You nail a triple drift boost in CTR. You brutally execute that one guy giving you trouble in Sekiro. You latch on to a beautiful through ball in FIFA and score a peach of a finesse shot right into the corner. You've arrived at stage 3. You have got competent. Yeah, you're not good yet. Not even good with an OO good. But you're finally at a stage where you could play the game to a level where you could put videos of you playing it on YouTube and not get a mauling in the comments. You're past that first hump and are off on your journey proper. You know how in movies where someone is stranded on a desert island and they try and escape but can never get their flimsy tree trunk raft past that first wall of waves. Yet you're now at the bit where you've conquered that. You're beyond the reef with the ocean before you. You're sailing into the deep. Here's a list of things that will happen upon reaching Stage 3. You'll beat the game on normal difficulty. You'll play through levels that, when you first played them, seemed really challenging, but are now an absolute cakewalk. Crucially, you'll be having lots of fun. Stage 3 is a stage many players will just stop at. You'll finish the game, maybe mop up a few extras, stick it back on your shelf and think, wow, that was great. And that is totally fine. But Stage 3 is also where you'll make a very important decision. Do I want to get good at this game? Like properly good? If the answer is yes, the next thing you'll do is Stage 4. Take it online for the first time. Now, obviously, you can't do this with all games. You can't play competitive multiplayer in Sekiro, for instance. But I suppose the equivalent there would be going on YouTube and watching the pros blast through speedruns, because Stage 4 is realizing, often to your embarrassment and dismay, that you're really not that good at all. It's a humbling experience, Stage 4, taking a game like CTR or FIFA Online after thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm pretty decent at this now. It's like that feeling you get when you've successfully hiked up the foothills of a small mountain. You feel really good about yourself, don't you? And then you turn a corner and see the actual mountain looming high above you. This is where some people fall back to Stage 3, and there they will stay. Others, however, will immediately start scaling this new difficulty mountain. A brilliant way to go from competent to good is to test yourself against better players. Playing Rocket League against people who are brilliant forces you to raise your game. Trying to keep up with Ultimate Sacred Fire boosting mega racers in CTR will drag your skills upwards through sheer necessity, like some kind of PvP Darwinism, survival of the goodest. We're now at a semi-stage, stage 4.5 if you like. It's like the bit in action movies where the hero goes through a montage. They need to better themselves, and 90 seconds of slow-mo and inspiring music later, they emerge from their narrative hyperbolic time chambers at stage 5. You are now good. With an OO. By this stage, you've absorbed the game's controls into your muscle memory. You can beat it on hard difficulty, win a good chunk of your online matches, and maybe even write a tips video on YouTube without looking like a total buffoon. At this stage, you feel powerful. You can toy with lesser opponents, maybe even bosses, all while knowing you're going to beat them. I remember playing Castlevania Lords of Shadow and really feeling that power fantasy of being a badass warrior of light. Someone able to take out vampire queens and even Satan himself without a second thought. Same with the Batman Arkham games. When you reach stage 5 good, you have the confidence of Batman as well as his abilities. You know exactly how you're going to dispose of every enemy in any given combat scenario. Your thumbs know where to go on the controller without you even having to think. There's a swagger to your play now. You're able to operate on instinct. It's at this stage where you look up to that mountain peak. You're so close now, and you see the optional mega bosses, Oxide's Ghost Times, the Platinum Trophy, and you begin the grueling ascent through stage 6. Stage 6 is a tough one because at that point you feel as though you're as good as you're going to get. I mean, you've been playing this game for hours, invested loads of time, wrapped up the story, owned a bunch of noobs online, and yet here you are being hit in the face with a reality check that echoes the despair of stage 2. These optional mega bosses, your Final Fantasy 15 Amiga weapons or your God of War Sigrunes, are there to hoist you into the echelons of the elite. They are super hard. That last steep incline before the summit, you take it at a sprint, you trip and fall back down. Get careless and you could even find yourself back at stage 3 again. This can sometimes happen when you get disheartened by the mind-boggling challenge of the optional high difficulty stuff. It's easy to think, well, I've played this game loads, I can say I've finished it, sure, I don't need to beat all of Oxide's ghosts, I've had my fun, and so maybe you take a break for a bit. a dangerous game. Your level can and will drop, to the point where when you do come back to the game, your thumbs feel choked with rust, your mind full of cobwebs. But if you keep pushing through that last wall, keep hammering away, improving inch by inch, millisecond by millisecond, eventually you'll break through the clouds shrouding that mountain peak and stand tall and proud, bathed in the light of Stage 7 Mastery. The bosses are defeated, the lap times destroyed, the Platinum Trophy earned. Congratulations, you are now good with a U. All the time, the effort, the sweat and toil have led to this. There is nothing the game can throw at you now that you cannot handle. You've conquered it all. You win 99% of your games online, the 1% being when you come up against another 7-stager. It's at this point that you just get to, be a bit of a douchebag, really. Looking over other people's shoulders as they try and play the game with their weak Stage 4 noob thumbs. Smugly typing GG into the post-game text chat when it wasn't GG, it was 8-0, you smashed them up. Or surfing YouTube videos of people struggling with the boss you were just struggling with, but have now beaten, just so you can comment things like, "What I found worked was getting in close and waiting for the fetus of Dark Abomination to do its most powerful attack, and then you just pull out a quick riposte and boom, done. I mean, it's really hard, but you just have to be really good with a U, like me." But you know what? If you've put in the time and effort to get 7-stage good with a U, good at a game, you've earned the right to be insufferable. So there you are, the 7 stages everyone goes through when getting good with a U at games. Can you think of any stages we might have missed? Let us know in the comments. Click the notification bell to stay up to date with all our videos, and give us a like if you've got good at any games recently. Thanks for watching, and see you next week for another Friday feature.
For the players.